Hello, I'm MC Toon, and it is Tuesday night. That means we've got a debate. And tonight, we've got a debate. It is part two of my conversation with SOM or SOM or the SOM. What does SOM stand for again?
Same old me, same old music.
I thought it was Sound of Music.
Yeah, anything you can put anything.
You can put anything. Can you put Buffalo Bill's Flying Circus in there?
Yeah, if it as long as it goes with the initials.
Just get creative on spelling. That's it.
Yeah, sure.
All right. Well, what in case people are unaware of who you are, because the legend of SOM may not have reached all of the globe yet. Can you let people know who you are?
Yeah, sure. SOM is a pizza lover. SOM is a flat earther. Once was a globe earther. The unindoctrinated fellow. SOM is not a Freemason. SOM plays a little part in NASA.
What?
Okay, scratch that one. SOM is a Christian.
You play a little part. Hold on, I want to know about the playing a part in NASA.
SOM owns YouTube.
You own YouTube even?
Nah, that's another lie. Okay. SOM hates lies. He hates the heliocentric lie.
Okay. I thought for a second you owned YouTube, so okay.
Yeah, there's more to SOM. You're gonna know more about SOM as we move on.
You know, I did a little volunteer work in a soup kitchen in Chicago, on the north side of Chicago. And you're saying that you own YouTube just reminded me of that, because one of the guys there, if you just take his word for it, he owns all the buildings downtown Chicago. So,
oh wow,
there
that
is.
might be SOM. Yeah,
that might be you. That makes as much sense. Okay, well, I have your presentation from last time ready to go.
Page 13 is not a good number. 13 stars on an American flag. It represents the Illuminati and everything. So we're going to go to page. I don't know how this happened, but
how many stars on the American flag?
Sorry, on the dollar. Is it the cut of on the dollar? 18.
But how many stars?
50 something stars.
50 something.
Yeah.
Just a rough estimate.
My best guess would be 54.
Your best guess is 54.
Yeah,
okay. You know, I suppose if your margin of error is wide enough, you're spot on.
Yeah, sure. So yeah, 13, you know the number.
I'm familiar with it, yes.
Mysteriously, we ended on page number 13, sorry.
Why did you arrange it so that we ended on 13?
I don't know who you're working with, because you ended the show. You're the host.
All right.
It's a special number for Freemasons. Are you a Freemason?
I'm not. I have done some tucked pointing, and I was no good at it. So I would not probably want to charge for any of my services, though my time is valuable, so I probably would. So I would not be a Freemason. I would probably charge money, and so I'd be a low quality, expensive Mason.
How would you not be a Freemason but believe in the globe?
Because I would charge money to do any brickwork.
Believe me, you knowingly or unknowingly, you're a Freemason if you believe in the globe Earth.
Even if you don't know about it? Like,
yeah, sure. Unknowingly.
Like somehow people that accept the globe went to Freemason meetings and were unaware of it, like they sleepwalked to these meetings.
It's like the way Indians eat pizza and they don't know it's pizza.
Who eats pizza?
Indians.
And they don't know that they're eating it.
I guess it's the pronunciation. Oh, I'm eating pizza. It's like they don't know that they're eating pizza.
That makes no sense at all.
It does.
What the pook are you talking about? I forgot. People, I need this announcement, but just before we go, you may have seen on Craig FTFE's community post yesterday that he had a heart issue, a heart event. So that's the update from today on what it is potentially. So he's resting. He's like, I feel like I need to do videos. I don't want to sit and rest. I'm like, dude, go rest. He's like, I gotta get videos up. Calm down, Craig. So he's okay. He's at home. But he has some tests and some conditions that he's going to have to pay attention to, in the future. So if you want to send some kind thoughts and some words his way, you go ahead, and do that. So, all right.
Yeah, let me jump in. I think it would have been interesting if you were going to say he's resting from believing in the club Ed.
No, he's still ready to crush the Flurfkin. He's just, in fact, he's kind of sad that he had to back off a little bit. He was going to do a debate yesterday and then had to cancel last, kind of late minute. All right. Well, anyway, I'm going to share. Here goes. All right. Now people can see your presentation.
Yeah. So we was doing viruses.
What's that?
We was doing viruses.
You're doing viruses.
We was doing viruses.
Yeah. What did Neil Armstrong die of? Extraterrestrial viruses. Oh, that's insane. But okay, I have the diagram that we started last time.
Good.
And we can update it. So let's see. Do I have my pencil? Let's see if.
I mean, it's obvious we would have died of extraterrestrial viruses.
It's obvious.
Why would they cremate him? What did they want to get rid of?
Because of a lot of people get cremated. Did you not know that?
No. Well, he's a monument. He's the greatest monument in history.
He's a monument. What did?
Yeah.
Did you think they were gonna send him off to a taxidermist and then set him up?
No, at least his burial site so the kids can go and look.
People still can do that, but some. Can you imagine that if they sent him off to a taxidermist, and then instead of a tombstone, it's just him standing there like this?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, perfect. All right,
send him off to space. Let him hover like the gods. Yes. I'm the man who found the moon.
I got a couple things here to just before we keep going on the space viruses here. We got Dave Kircher says, thanks Titicaca, it's Tunes Day. And second best Bob says this will be fun. So all right, here we go. We're on page 13 and ready to move on to your evidence. So
yeah. So Neil Armstrong, cremated into the Atlantic Ocean during a burial at sea service about we know the story.
All right. Now what?
Why? Bodies are cremated for a reason.
Because lots of people are cremated in the United States. Somebody just posted that 47% are. I don't know if that's the case or not. Peter G.
Do you know the history of cremation? It started way back, when there was a plague. You ban viruses. Yeah, you ban viruses. Everything which you ban, you're getting rid of something.
Okay.
So, it's obvious that he came back with something very horrible.
But he lived quite a few years after getting back. Did you know that?
Yeah, sure. Same applies with people who live with certain cancers and, yeah.
Okay.
So that's the best guess.
It's your
Like,
best
why are
guess.
they afraid? Why are they afraid to go back? What did Armstrong come back with? Why was he cremated? I
I'm
think
pretty sure
there's a
they're not
reason.
afraid to go back.
Did it take long? Like we lost the technology when we are advancing in technology.
We didn't lose anything.
Is the moon something that you can really actually step on, or they just
Yes.
wanted to use it as superpower? Like we went to the moon, ain't nobody going back there.
Well, actually they are. They're planning it. They just sent Artemis up. It orbited the moon a few times and then came back.
Yeah, sure. But
there you go.
We do not have evidence of that.
Of what?
Of the Artemis going
Of
to
course
the
we
moon
do.
and landing.
Do we have evidence of Artemis landing?
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Any citation that we can look at?
Well, there's tons of video.
And I did this before. We don't want cut scenes.
You don't. Nah, that's not actually the way that a skeptic looks at things. To say I need uncut scenes of everything, because if that's your standard of evidence, then all of your other evidence that you ever cite has to use that same standard of evidence, doesn't it?
This is not a movie that you can shoot a 24-hour long videos and cut it into 1 hour 30. That's what they do. So there's some glitch there.
Now, for reference, SOM, I don't know if you are actually a human because I don't have a 24-hour live feed of you. You could be a houseplant, and you just, when I'm not looking, you turn into a houseplant again.
No, if we lived in the same area, then,
Yeah, but we don't. So I don't know. I mean, according to kind of how you look at things, you very well could be a houseplant, and you haven't proven that you're not.
We discussed on this debate like 2 hours on end and no cut scenes. That's what everybody who goes to the moon should do.
Yeah, but that's not a decent standard of evidence. But you wouldn't accept it anyway, so it's silly. Anyway,
we would.
You would
scroll down a bit. Yeah.
Amazing. All right, you want me to stick on page 13?
They don't give us things which are credible enough.
All right. Yeah. You want me to stick on 13?
You can scroll down a bit.
All right. Page 14.
So these are some of the cons of space exploration that we were looking at. So space exploration poisons the air and may wipe out humanity. So there is a citation there. You can add your opinion. NASA's created the platform where they talk about viruses a lot. But you won't see that on media. It's just on sites and all that. So you can head on to that link. I sent you a link.
Which one?
It's a text. So
the one that says NASA should beware of viruses from outer space?
Yep, so freaking lotly.
Absolutely.
Yeah, you can share that link in
the
comments feed or anywhere.
Here it is.
I think it's the best if copy the text, then comment it under this video, then everybody.
All right, I'll put it in the live chat for people.
There you go, people. This is a long.
NASA should beware of viruses from outer space.
Sure.
From Bloomberg, and it's subscriber only. See that?
Adam Minto.
And I'm not a subscriber. So are you a subscriber to this so that you read it? Did you read this whole article?
Yeah, I did.
How did you read the entire article?
It's quite convincing.
But how did you read the entire article?
I didn't subscribe, I just viewed the site and,
But you can't read the entire article if you're not a subscriber. This is what you see.
Oh, no, I've got ways of getting around that.
Oh,
but
what
I'm not
ways?
here to share that
help a brother out.
On YouTube. I can help.
You read it on YouTube?
Maybe I might do a tutorial, but I've got ways of getting around certain web pages.
So, all right. Unfortunately, I can't read this. I can't even And why did you ask me to
This-
click on it?
What you're using Chrome browser, right?
Yeah, this is abso-frickin-lutely Chrome.
Those three dots on your right, you can head on there, go into the developer option,
Uh-huh.
more tools. Yeah, we're teaching people some
Okay,
major
then what?
jigs here. More tools.
Got it. Now what?
Developer tools.
Developer tools?
Yeah.
There we go. Look at that.
Then you can
Now
help
what?
yourself. Then you can help yourself with that. It'll take another like 40 minutes, me trying to explain how you get around. Yeah, but I subscribe, so you gotta subscribe. Unless you're familiar, I'm a network engineer, so unless you're familiar with
Oh,
this,
you're a network engineer. I got it. I don't think he knows. I don't think he knows that I'm a programmer. Abso-frickin-lutely.
Yeah. So
do you know
this?
now, Sam? Do you know what I do? For a job.
What you do?
Yeah, for a job, for my career.
For a job? Who does what they do for a job?
Yeah. Do you know what I do?
For a living.
Yeah.
Not for a job. I don't know.
You don't know?
I can guess.
Okay, guess.
You look like the guy who raises puppies, like a veterinarian.
I look like a guy who raises poppies.
Like a veterinarian or something.
Like a what?
Like an alligator dentist.
An arrogant dentist.
Alligator.
I don't know what that means.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe you search for dinosaurs.
Nope, that's not it either.
Yeah, there's a lot of shit in the globe world.
Could you spell? Can you do something for me? Could you spell engineer, please?
ENGINEER.
ENGINEER. All right.
No, GI. Yeah.
Yeah, you got it. All right.
I got it. Extraterrestrial.
Hold on. Tyler M has a special message for me. Tyler M says, "Careful, MC. SOM is dropping them truth bombs. Be careful, or you'll get caught in the shockwave of scientific proof. He already knows we have 54 stars on our flag and Indians eat fake pizza."
I'm dropping them hard. Hiroshima on your bald head. Is that your real hair? Yeah, Hiroshima on your bald head.
I have hair. So, that's real. It's real hair.
I think that's what you do for a job.
What? I do hair for a job?
You plant hair.
You think I plant hair?
Yeah. How long does it take? Like,
Yep, I get every spring I get hair seeds. And then then I till the field.
One hair at the time. I think the Chinese are doing it.
And I sow the hair seeds in the dirt.
Yeah, they can get rid of your gray hair and plant new black. Life is good in a lot of ways. We're wasting time. Silicon Valley on your bald head.
Oh my gosh.
Nigga. Oh, let's go back to the slide.
All right, well, let me just... No, I'm not going to... No. You know what? I'll just let you think that I'm a hair farmer. That works.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, well, I'll close this down since I can't read it. All right.
If it was 400 years ago, I think you'd be an owner.
I'd be an owner.
Yeah, that's what you do for a job.
An owner? I own things.
Yeah, you figure out what the white people owned 400 years ago.
Like that? No.
Yeah.
No.
Don't.
No.
Yeah.
You know who one of my heroes is? William Wilberforce. You know who that is?
I don't know. Star Trek actor or something.
It's a real person from England.
It's a real person.
A real person from England is William Wilberforce, and in fact, there's three. There's only three people that I consider a hero. Number two We celebrated his day yesterday in the United States.
Oh, okay. I'm a January day
And then
too.
you're a what?
I'm a January day too.
On a January day or two. Yeah. So anyway, yesterday was another one of my heroes. The day that we celebrate him, and then number 3 would be, the guy that's responsible for manufacturing. Well, he's no longer with us, but for making these.
Yeah, that guy manufactured. It's like Bill Gates,
No,
like
not Bill Gates. Nope.
They're similar, like they're not behind the people
All
behind
right,
the scenes.
So Sam, I just want to be clear. Your accusation of me is pretty low. That accusation you made. Yeah. That I'd be an owner.
Okay. Well, we're not 400 years.
Maybe you want to apologize for that, because that's pretty rotten.
I'm very much apologetic for saying that, because this is 2023. If it was 1995, probably I wouldn't apologize, but
yeah. 1995, I don't know why that would make a difference, but all right, well, you watch it, because that's a pretty low accusation.
All right? Yeah, sure.
Got it. All right. To your evidence, Mr. SOM.
2 more evidence. So, can bacteria and virus survive in space? So, in fact, it tells us that over 250 different species of bacteria and fungi can survive in outer space in a vacuum. Even more shockingly, they actually thrive there. For example, the Russian space station Mir encountered problems with the film growing over its windows, which are oval-shaped. This hurt the crew's ability to see while in orbit. So what are the odds? What are the possibilities that fallen extraterrestrial material, and we do not mean aliens, but bacteria, is being brought back to Earth?
All right, let me. Can I see if
assuming space is real?
Yeah, let me just make sure I understand your position here.
Yep.
The Mir space station was in orbit around the circular Earth for many, spherical Earth for many years. While there, a fungus of a film of something grew on the window outside of it, while in orbit, while in space, orbiting the Earth, many hundreds of kilometers over the surface of the Earth. Therefore, the Earth is flat.
No, I'm saying these are the cons of space exploration. Like, we don't need it.
Yeah. So the con of space exploration is that when the Mir space station, when the Mir space station was in orbit around the globe,
not just the Mir, that's just an example.
Yeah, or the many other things that are orbiting the Earth, the globe.
This could bring harm.
Yeah, and so they could, the things that, of course, they originated on Earth.
We do not understand, like COVID.
Yeah. Do you think that came from the Mir space station?
We do not know where it came from. So what are the odds?
Well, they have
not the Mir.
I mean, a pretty good idea, I think.
Explorations,
you kind of narrowed it down a little bit.
Yeah. So I cannot emphasize more on this, but
okay. So just for the people at home, a warning from SOM: if you send something up to orbit the globe Earth, then that fungus that came from Earth and then went to space might come back to Earth when it stops orbiting the globe Earth. Therefore, the Earth is flat. Got it. Okay. Should we move on to page 15? He froze. He froze. Look at this. I don't know where he is. I think he dropped off. Wow. Well, I don't get it. I don't get why he thinks that's a thing. I don't know if he lost internet or something. His network is down. He's not in. We'll see if he. he definitely was a little confused about that. Yes, he just admitted he thinks space is real. And Dave Kircher, MC2 hacked his router again. That's right. He was on before, and he was playing the live stream in the background, and he didn't know that he was. Even though I asked him if he was, he said he was not. And then at the end, he's like, "Oh yeah, I was playing the live stream in the background." So he heard the feedback, and he's like, "You hacked my router." I'm like, no. Oh, I love him so much. Ableist says for two Canadians is Chia MC2, and that's right. These are just the results of seeds that I planted. So, all right, this morning I get up and my hair's all slept on. My wife looks at me. She's like, "When you cut your hair, you should get the stuff that sticks out." Because like this side was like way out, like a clown. I'm like, "Hey, can you help me? Can you help me trim it?" She looks at me like, fine. Oh my gosh. Many Karen says COVID started in China, Sam. Did Mir come from China? Did it land in China? Think hard and slow. Come on. Sam, I sent him a message. What happened? So no, he hasn't gotten it yet. So I'm guessing that he lost network. PT Tony, this is why we can't have nice things, MC Toon. You keep breaking your toys. Oh, I did kind of. Let's see. Somebody with a Hebrew name, sorry, I can't pronounce it, says, "We all know you're a puppy hair farmer. Stop denying it." Well, the new puppy is half poodle, so it does not really shed. It's very nice. But yeah, when you have a long-haired dog, you are a pup. You are a hair farmer. It's no fun, though. Paul Arsenault says he's a network engineer. Let's see if he can fix his internet. That's it. And King Crew needs some of them hair seeds. All right, I'll give you some next time I'm down in Florida, which will be next month. So, Skeptic, what do I charge for an acre of hair? We don't sell it by the acre. Yeah, we sell it by the square sheep length. So, all right. Well, let me show you this. A couple things while I'm waiting for him. Last week I met Joe Hill for lunch, and he wanted me to borrow his P1000 to get a star trail. I wanted to do a star trail, so I'm like, okay, I can do that. So I met with him, and I got his P1000. Here it is. It is ridiculous. I had never seen one in person. So now, here you go. Any double entendres about this, people? So anyway, so I quickly. Mini Karen says his name is Bizayan. Oh dear, Lahigayan. And I'm sorry if I get that wrong. Bizayan. And my Hebrew pronunciation is not all that good. So he's still not back. He still hasn't answered my question on Facebook Messenger. So a couple more. All right. Well, so I promptly bought a couple things for it because Flurfs do a bunch of stuff with the P1000, and I'm like, well, I'm gonna test them. I'm gonna do them the right way. So here is a macro adapter lens that I got for it. You can look up how much I paid for this if you're interested. It's what brand? No, the brand is Digital. Anyway, it's a macro lens adapter I got from Amazon. So there it is. All right. The problem is that the working distance is actually a little too short. So what I was almost fell off. What I want to do with it is, if you've seen that picture of the basketball where basketballs are flat, I want to do the same thing. But the working distance of it is too short. So it's actually hitting I have a globe, and it's actually hitting the globe, and the depth of field is super narrow, and it's not to the edge. The edge is all blurry. So today I went and got 4 cheap. I went to a camera shop, 4 cheap UV filters, and I'm going to remove the glass from 3 of them. So look at this. I tested it in the shop. It works. What it does is it moves the working distance, which is how far away from the front of it that it focuses. So there you go. So now I can actually focus a little farther away and hopefully get that. Anyway, still looks ridiculous when you do this. And it focus on this is terrible. It basically auto unfocuses. So when Flurfs do the stars and they're like, look, this is real stars. It's not real stars. They're all out of focus because this is no good at focusing. All right. I also had to get this. So if you look, this is where you put the camera, the tripod mount, and it's super front heavy. So I've got this rail so that the center of gravity is closer to here. So it actually mounts on the tripod there. So I had to get that. All right. Gotta put these things away. You can't set it to manual. You can set the focus to manual. And when you set the focus to manual and then focus, it defocuses. You focus it, it gets in focus, and then you take your hand off, you're not touching it, and then it goes out of focus again. Maybe this one's malfunctioning. I don't know, but I was quite unimpressed with that feature. So, all right, I got one more thing that I got for it. There it is. This, all the things that the Flurfers could do. And yeah, Good Gremlin Media says P1000 is terrible for astrophotography. A little message to any Flurf that uses it for that purpose. I have a timeshare you might be interested in. Yeah, it cannot. It's terrible. All right, so I got this. Let's see here. You can see in the reflection, you can see the live chat right there. Right there. Anyway, this is a solar filter that I got also. So I got a solar filter, I got a macro adapter, I got a mount, I bought a new tripod because my existing tripod was a little crap. So Red's Rhetoric, it's the one he recommended, so that arrived today. So even though I'm borrowing this camera, it has cost me a good amount. So yes, oh yeah, in center of gravity, I meant the center of electromagnetism or the center of relative density disequilibrium, depending on your particular flavor of Flurfism. Have a look at Ronnie and Jason. They believe the sun is in the clouds and everyone has their own sun. I know. I debated Jason. He's quite the snowflake. I tested his map. He's like, nobody's ever been able to disprove our map. So I tested it. Wow. Anyway, it's on my channel. Look for Awake Souls on my channel. Did I get a lunar filter? Orion Cooper, what you really mean is the center of my heart. Oh, all right. Oh, SOM has read my message on Facebook. So, but no answer yet. Oh, come on. Come on, SOM. How much is a P1000? They're not that cheap. But yeah, it's kind of a rough. There's some features on it I really don't like. So anyway, but so I did right away. People across the street from us still have their Christmas lights on at night sometimes. So I zoom in on the Christmas lights, and it looks like the stars according to Flurfs. So I'm gonna do a video of that, of zooming in on the Christmas lights and then zooming out to see it's just Christmas lights. So can we get a loony filter for the chat? What do you mean a loony filter? Is it maybe if you put it on your eyes? SOM says been load shedded by our power utility company. So it's midnight 30 in SOM land right now. Everybody else is he must be doing a little somnambulism to be talking to me. It's definitely past his bedtime. Reason I proposed to have a debate set an hour before midnight. I told him I couldn't. It's a bit early. Siggy Sigwald says, here's some beer money for you, sir. Enjoy. Well, thank you, Siggy. I will enjoy a beer. Or do you mind if I have something like this, maybe? So, yeah, keep them close, just in case. Yep, no power. The cutting schedule keeps changing. I don't know why. That's weird in the middle of the night that they'd have to circulate the power around there. What's a housed plant? A housed plant is what you get when you type quickly. So it's meant to be a house plant. Looks like so far the debate, the poll on whether SOM is live tissue over metal endoskeleton, and only 10% of you voted for that one, which I don't know, people are maybe not a fan of the Terminator. 27% see CGI, 15% say totally for reals with a Z, and finally is winning currently with 48% as a highly evolved housed plant. So there you go, enjoy that. At Devos Nation, have I ever debated Sovereign Soul's Unchained Mind? I have not, but he's on my list of people to debate. He debated Red's Rhetoric a little bit ago, and my goodness, some people are dumb, and some people take it as a challenge to be more dumb, and he's winning that. Oh yeah, PhD Tony, it's summer in his part of the world. A lot of people have air conditioning on at night. I suppose that could be the case. He says he's trying to install Zoom on his phone, so he's coming. Charlie Welch. Oh yeah, if I think I have SSUM's email address. So and Sumi says he'd say he's a moderately evolved housed plant, not a highly evolved housed plant. Let me see. Let me see if I have SSUM's contact info, because Ableist says that housed plants feel insulted. I suppose they would. All right, let me see here. And in my notes, I try to keep people in primarily, there it is, as their real name, if they state their real name. So his real name is not Sovereign Soul's uneducated mind. Unchained. I totally accidentally said uneducated. Yes, I do have his Oh my goodness. Torus field 369. None of them have a clue what the actual, if the Earth is flat, what the actual magnetic field of the Earth would have to look like. They're so dumb. So dumb. Tim Davidson says, housed plant when you bring the indoor plant in. Seriously. Think about this. This is how dumb the flat earthers are. Here's their derpy map, right? The North Magnetic Pole is there, right about this, right about in the center of their derpy map of the dirt pizza here, right? And then the South Magnetic Pole is here. It's actually really here on their, like, you don't get a debate. There's no question. It's in the ocean south of Australia. That's where the South Magnetic Field is. So in the dirt pizza, it's not a torus field going like this. The magnetic field of the dirt pizza Earth has north here and south here. So from underneath, it'd have to be like a permanent magnet, like a horseshoe magnet, shaped like that. And it wouldn't look like a torus field at all. It'd be a mess. Not a torus field. A torus field would actually only work on a globe because you've got the North Pole here, the South Pole. It's a little offset. Kind of offset here. Right? That would be a torus field. A little crooked. They're so dumb. Now I have to see if I can get a sponsorship from Houst, a real Airbnb alternative. There you go. Boom and Shoe says, but monopole magnets are neat. You should try to get a Flurf to explain one. Oh, that'd be great. That'd be great. They don't even know. They don't even know. Seriously. This book has Maxwell's equations in it. Let's see. See if I can jump to it. If I know offhand. Gauss's law. It doesn't have the simplified form of it. But magnetic divergence equals 0, basically. Is I screwed that up. Don't. All right. But if such thing as monopole magnets exist, it would not equal 0. So there you go. Yeah, SOM, he's installing Zoom on his phone. He's going to be back live shortly. So. Taurus field. I'm a Gemini. My cousin is a Taurus. Wrong Taurus. Sinwar says when Sabina Hassenfelder released her video titled Flat Earth Science Wrong But Not Stupid, did you also die a little inside? She's way too gracious to them. Way too gracious. She's obviously never dealt with a flat earther. Clearly. She's not off of her particular skill set. She's not great. Sabina, you should stick to your skills because talking about flat earth is not, and neither is 5G. Sorry. So she screwed up her 5G thing. I think she bumbled that pretty bad. I did a video, a response on it. She's too far in her ivory tower to even have noticed that I did anything. So Name Redacted says, if you debate Sovereign Soul, get a moderator. Oh, that's a good idea. Cue Ball Kevin wants to come back and he's like, are you going to let me talk this time? I'm like, you talked more than I did by a long stretch. I'm not going to give you a podium for an hour. I said, well, how about we get a moderator? I'll even let a flat earther do it. So maybe we'll get it. Oh, and next week, Next week I have Dave. Now, how many Daves are there? I forgot his last name. Dave. The guy. Oh, it does. His name isn't. His last name isn't even in here. Darn it! I forgot his last name. But Dave, that's been doing those videos on Flat Earth, on Flat Earthers, the photographer. You know, he did one on. He did one on Nathan Oakley. So anyway, he's coming on next week, this same time slot next week. So it'll be 4:00 Central Time. What does SOM stand for? It stands for Sound of Music, because that's what he wants his name for when he makes music. So, should I form the Convex Earth Society? There's already Concave Earth. So yeah, go ahead. Charlie Welch says SOM is live daily and in 3 weeks has massively gotten way worse. I believe it. He's not bright. Ableist says FTFE had a health scare, sending good thoughts. Yes, he did. He went home. They sent him home yesterday, and he went back today for some more tests and stuff. So I won't share any more than he will share. I'll just say that yeah, send good thoughts and send your support his way. So Halkos' SOM is my sommelier. Oh my gosh, what? How's it going? I suppose I could run through a little bit of his presentation, save a little time. What do you think? What do you think? Let's do that. You'll see he's missing up there. So here it is. I don't know why he thinks that this is a thing, because if the space station orbits the Earth, it doesn't help you. All right, let's see what he's got here. Yeah, yeah, it's the same link again. There it is. And then Adam Minter says this summer the NASA will launch a rover designed to collect samples of the Martian surface. How is this flat Earth evidence? If Mars exists and we can go to it, it doesn't work well for flat Earth. And then at the bottom, you see what he has here? Is one of the easiest truths to prove, but the hardest to accept. The irony on a page that appears to disprove it. So, Benny Karen, do you think SOM is trying to use developer tools and special tricks to install Zoom? Sure, it's taking a sweet time. Well, he is a network engineer. Oh, he's coming back. He's coming back in. People. He's almost here. He does have a QE style sheet, but you look at that there, that by Adam Minter, it's fading out in the background, right? That screenshot is from the same screen where you can't read the entire thing. So the Sun expresses the hills around magical Lake Titicaca are occasionally alive with the sound of music. They are. All right. SOM, are you back? Oh. All right, SOM. I see you. I don't hear you yet. You have to get your audio working. Maybe you should call a network engineer to give you a hand on getting the audio going. I don't know of any good ones in your country. Do you know of any quality and skilled network engineers in your area, SOM, to help you get your audio working? There's no audio connected yet, SOM. All right. There he left. Oh, he's back. He's back. He left. He back. I still don't hear you. How are you? Are you using satellite internet now? I'm guessing satellite internet. Oh. That Australian guy he wanted to debate me. He can't set a time. But he has his network through satellite internet and he's a flat earther. Oh my gosh. Surrender monkey. Do you require all the flatties to prove where their lead licking source is? All right, come on, network engineer. You're it's kind of rough here. I'm afraid to tell him to turn off the camera. Still nothing. Oh, SOM is so cute. There's no sound of SOM at this point. But we do have this here. All right, let's go to the next one. Maybe he'll get onto something that helps his case more. Oh, nope. Scientists are searching for space extraterrestrial viruses. Oh, he's got it coming. He's got it coming.
Yo, Craig.
Oh, there he is. SOM, dude, what is going on?
Apologies if I look dark like Akon.
Like who?
I look dark like Akon. Apologies.
You look the same as you did before.
Yeah, so sorry guys, a utility company who's going through my slides without my permission.
That'd be me.
That is not fair.
I was trying to present your side. I was doing really good.
Cool. Anyway, so slides are for sharing.
I didn't understand a word.
Cut some light.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. We're here on 15.
So
yeah, space exploration must not be supported. It's a suicide mission. But I don't understand how any of this makes the Earth flat.
So, like, we're not just looking at it being flat, but we're looking at things as well, costs.
I don't know. That doesn't make sense.
It's not just about proving if the Earth is flat, but the flat Earth community involves a lot of things. So we are talking about the cons of space exploration.
Yeah, but space exploration is impossible if space doesn't exist, as flat earthers claim. So how could we go to Mars if the Earth was flat?
They do not. They just.
Do you think that we could go to Mars if the Earth is flat?
All these things are staged. It's just one way of.
Okay, well then how is it that there's such thing as space viruses? That doesn't make sense, SOM. How did you not figure that out?
Yeah, it's a permeable membrane. It's a permeable membrane. So beyond the dome is water.
You think? Wait. Do you think that Neil Armstrong went through the dome?
No, the moon is inside the dome.
Okay. So do you think Neil Armstrong went to the moon? Hold on. Do you think Neil Armstrong went to the moon?
There is no way they went to the moon.
Well, then how did he get a space virus?
They went beyond the moon. Then they went to how many days? How many did it take them? Is it not 5 days going and coming?
But you said he didn't go. You said it was staged.
Yeah, so they went beyond, meandered around somewhere else where they could catch viruses. Just for the whole thing.
Where? Wait. How did they stage it?
We don't know. It's a big.
Did they stage going to the moon by going to the moon? I mean, some people think that they say that Kubrick did it, but he was such a perfectionist that he insisted on doing it on location.
They staged it on the moon? No ways.
It didn't come through, but it's probably no. It doesn't matter. All right, so he did not go to the moon, but when he was at the moon that he didn't go to, he got a space virus, and that's why they cremated him, just like 47% of other Americans. Okay, and on the Mir space station, which is orbiting the globe, but also not orbiting the globe, it got fungus that came from Earth, but somehow didn't come from Earth, and therefore it will wipe out humanity. And space exploration must not be supported, because if they go to Mars, which would be staged, then they'd get a space virus and bring it back from the staged Mars. Is that right?
So safe to say, space is real, but not in the heliocentric context. We have the sun somewhere within the 2000 radius, but beyond that, 5,000, somewhere there. This is where we find the galaxies.
2,000 rages.
That's within the range.
The range. Okay.
To 3,000 miles range. That's where we have the sun and the moon.
Okay,
and
so
beyond
I
that range.
I got this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So beyond that range, we have everything else they call the galaxy, the Milky Way. That is not far than is said by NASA. They're not billions or trillions or zillions or arions of miles away.
Yeah,
not above 10,000.
Yeah, the measured distance to the moon is 280,000 miles. About.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Correct. And it's the same with the sun.
The sun is about 93 million or 150 million kilometers.
Is the size of the moon and the sun equal.
They what?
When you look at the moon as eclipse happens, when you look at the size of the moon and the size of the sun, haven't you wondered why they look the same? It's not about distance.
No, they don't look the same. They're slightly different in size. Didn't you know that?
They do. We can see it with our eyes. We've noticed. You can map it on what's this paper that the lenses that you use to litmus, the litmus paper, that kind of thing. But the lenses which do the same exact thing, and when you draw it on a sheet and you measure the sizes, they're the same.
Oh dear.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, but they're not the same size. So what about that?
So,
I mean, since they're not the same size, then what?
No, they are the same size.
Oh, but they're not. Sometimes when there's an eclipse, the sun is bigger, and it's an entire ring around the moon that you can see a little ring of the sun around it. And sometimes that's the other direction, and the moon completely covers it. You don't see any ring around it. That's because
if the sun is,
and I'll explain. Hold on, I'll explain why. That's because the moon's orbit is a little eccentric. It's not always the same distance from us. And of course, the Earth's orbit around the sun is similar. It's not always the same distance. So when you get them lined up so that the moon is farther away and the sun is slightly closer, that'll make the moon slightly smaller, the sun a little bigger, and then you'll see that the ring around it. Or the other direction where the moon is particularly close and the sun is particularly far, then it'll completely cover it. This is predicted by the globe, and the specific size of it is actually predicted.
You came with a good analogy. You say the ring. What you call the ring is the glare. So the sun is brighter than the moon.
No.
You can do the experiment. You get a 70 watts bulb, and then you get 100 watts bulb. Same size, by the way. You put them together, film them on your phone. The one with which is more bright will look bigger than the one that's bright. So you add that to my model as well. The moon produces its own light, which is less, and it's white. The sun produces its own light, which is brighter, and it's orangish.
Okay. I have a question
Yeah.
for you from the Sun Express. It says, Sam, when you say all
Good.
these things are staged, you have to explain how 100 plus rockets are launched every year by multiple countries involved at $100 million and more per launch. So can you explain that, please?
What does the word convention mean?
The word conversion?
Conventional rockets.
What about it?
So this is more like commercial. People go to see space, but they don't reach that altitude that much. That's why we have a lot of rockets going here and there. Most of the rockets that we see, they're not about space exploration. Exploration.
Where are they?
They just go up to reach a certain altitude where they can get their telescopes and everything just to view the moon a little bit close.
Um,
I think based on
but
statistics.
but can you explain this?
Fine.
So let's say that a country wants to pay SpaceX to put up a rocket. Right? Let's imagine for a second maybe the country of Bangladesh wants to pay SpaceX to put up a satellite so that the people of Bangladesh can receive TV video from this satellite. So Bangladesh, at the cost of millions of dollars, hires somebody to manufacture for them a satellite, and then for the cost of millions of dollars pays SpaceX to put it into orbit, and then for the cost of millions of dollars they create some infrastructure in Bangladesh to send TV signals through a dish that they have on the ground to the satellite that's going to be in a very particular location in orbit above the globe Earth. So they do all this stuff. They spend all these millions of dollars, and then it's launched. And then sometime later, they turn on their equipment and they start communicating, having two-way communications with the satellite that they'd hired somebody to build. And that satellite says, yes, I'm here, and here's my location, here's my status, they're like, oh, well, your orbit's almost this, adjust yourself so you're in this orbit, and it does all those things. And they say, okay, we're good. Now we're going to start sending TV signals to it. And they start sending TV signals to it, and then they communicate to the people that live in Bangladesh. All the good Bengalis there are like, hey, awesome. We now can turn our dishes towards this one particular location and start receiving Bengali television. And they do that, and they actually receive television, provided that they aim their dishes correctly. If they're slightly off, they don't get it. So how does that happen, Sam?
So SpaceX is private owned, right? Elon Musk. That wouldn't happen. And
what's that?
Here's the reason why. Private owned space exploration firms are not allowed to do that.
But they did. All of that stuff that I described has happened in the past. It's already happened.
I don't think that it spill some beans for NASA in there, because those things don't happen.
NASA's not involved other than some nominal parts of being launched from their facility, but from all the rest of it, Bangladesh didn't hire NASA to build the satellite. Bangladesh didn't hire NASA to build the infrastructure on the ground I get Bangladesh hired SpaceX to launch it. And they're actually truly really today communicating with it, and the people in Bangladesh, the good Bengalis in Bangladesh, can actually receive television by pointing their dish at a specific spot in the sky. So how does that happen?
That happens when the Earth is motionless, so the satellite is not affect drag and all those other aspects. The horizon
that didn't
to reach
explain
Bangladesh.
Sam, I gotta say that I'm a little disappointed with your attempted explanation. I was hoping for a little more creativity there.
I think, how does that happen? You already explained how that happened.
On a globe, absolutely, yes, on a globe. I explained how it happened.
That's
But
not
you
on the
don't think
globe.
the Earth is a globe, so you need to have a little bit of an
How
explanation
how
for that,
do
don't you?
satellites move?
They
Is there
orbit.
fuel?
They're in
What?
balance. They're in balance between centrifugal force and gravity.
So
It's gravity being the centripetal force.
come into play because they would fall. In my model, I'd like to add that there's a force coming from Plutón which pushes things down and drags things. So
So in your
gravity is not
model,
on the center of the
hold on, let me
in my model.
in your
Yeah.
model. let's
Yeah.
let's get this. We've got here's your model. It's pretty dark
Yeah,
there.
that's my model.
Do you have a candle or
So
something? I think what's her name wants to see you. Well, there it is.
who wants to see me? Too bad, guys.
Yeah, Brianna Johnson is was hoping to see you from last time. Remember? All right.
Oh,
So you want me to add? There's a force, right?
Yeah. So let's just think of gravity.
There's a
Everything
force.
we know of gravity.
There's a force going down.
Gravity? No, this is the way gravity works and everything. Let's just shift it to the dome. Let's map gravity to the dome.
Map gravity to the dome. All right, I'll write that down.
Yeah. Map gravity to the dome, because I don't clearly understand why someone is standing on a ship, for example. It's a metallic object.
All right.
And the person standing on the ground.
I mapped gravity to the ground, to the dome.
To the dome. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Done. That was easy.
Done.
All right. I got all right. So anyway, the Sun Express.
That's how satellites work.
Because you map gravity to the dome. All right. The Sun Express. You have your answer. Certainly the flat Earth scientists are now informed.
Yeah, and I tell you, this is how people looked at it when this guy who discovered. That's how they looked at it.
Okay. So, all right, hold on. Mr. Unite for the Chillwind says that Neil Armstrong got the vicious Venus virus.
Yeah, it's possible. I mean, something terrible that they had to cremate.
Yes,
otherwise, because a monumental
because when
is a monumental figure that you wouldn't cremate such. Yeah.
Yeah, from the staging, he got the space virus from the staging. Okay, Many Karen says, why can't we see SOM? Did he take off the housed plant disguise?
No, he decided to play dark like Akon. This time around. Oh, Brianna
wants to see you.
Yeah. Brianna likes it in the dark.
Brianna Johnson. I don't know. I think she really wanted some good light there. So let's see.
She had too much looking at me, so I decided to go. She can have a heart attack.
Too much looking at you.
Yeah. So I decided to go.
All right, let's see here.
Hold on.
Siggy Sigwald is wondering, how do lunar eclipses happen then?
Lunar eclipses, okay. There's eclipse of the sun, there's lunar eclipses. We'll talk about that. Just not now.
We're going to talk about that?
Yeah.
Is it in your presentation?
Yeah, I bet so.
Oh, all right. Siggy.
So
lunar eclipses. Hold on. Let me see. I'm sure. Oh my goodness. This is 43 pages of amazingness. SOM. It is. Let's see. What page is the lunar eclipse on?
Rainbow is looking at the halo. The halo 22 degrees halo. So somewhere.
Oh, the 22-degree halo.
Like the lunar happens with the moon, right?
Yeah, the lunar eclipse is when the moon goes through the Earth's shadow.
No, it goes through the cloud shadow. There's always clouds when the lunar eclipse happens.
But how is that
So
predicted?
that's how I. So
How is that
that's
predicted?
how predictions are false. Like the meteorological department will tell you it's going to rain tomorrow around 14 hours. Maybe it doesn't, maybe it does. So predictions are
some.
predictions. Predictions are predictions. They are
Where'd it
not
go?
certainty.
All right, Sam, I have a book. I have a book of 10 years worth of eclipses, both solar and lunar eclipses, and they're accurate. How is it that they are able to predict the location of clouds 10 years in advance? That's quite something, wouldn't you say? Did you freeze again? He froze again. He's sleeping. He's dreaming of Brianna Johnson. All right, well, Siggy, I don't know if you're going to get an answer to that one. Dr. Nimrod might be 40, says, I can't give MC Toon sex like Lake Titicaca at Lake Titicaca anymore. That seems a little weird. I can't give MC Toon at Lake Titicaca anymore. Yep, the Swedish kroners would be what he's talking about. So, all right, he dropped out again. Oh. Boy. It's tough. It would be tough living in a country where power is inconsistent like that. So let me read here. We got Abel says, Psalm, are plants beyond the dome? So explain how Venus and Mercury can pass in front of the sun. Oh, planets. I don't know. They must be floating around in here somewhere, but they have to be, Venus and Mercury have to be lower than the sun in order to be below it. But I don't know if I'm buying his explanation for eclipses, lunar eclipses being clouds. Clouds. Oh, worst effort ever for a flurf, I think, to just say clouds. I don't know, Ableist. Don't know. Kenny Eaton says, can Sam give measurements of how full his brain bucket is? From full to dead empty. Oh, his brain bucket. All right. It's boy, the live chat window is a little choppy today. It's like the JavaScript keeps hanging in there. Maybe SOM has hacked my router. All right, let's see. Gotta jump around here. All right. There, from full to dead empty. I'm gonna have to, if he gets back, I'm gonna have to ask him these things. Todd Burt says, Sam's right. Moon landing was staged at Lake Titicaca. Tried to hide it by calling it Sea of Tranquility. I don't understand him. Does he think that they went somewhere? That they went to space? And even though the moon is now, in his model, close, it's not hard to get there anymore. Does he think that they did not go there and they went somewhere else up in here and just hung around for a few days? I don't know. That's amazing. I suppose it and if the moon has to be lower than the sun, right, in order for it to be able to eclipse the sun, then the moon but the moon never eclipses Venus and Mercury. So the Venus and Mercury must be between the moon and the sun on his model. Somehow. You know, the flat earthers are like, when they get into it at first, and they're just like, it's all flat. They just totally buy everything that Dubé says, right? They research for 100 hours straight by watching every flat Earth video they can find. And then you start asking them questions, right? They get this, they build this faith in flat Earth. Their religion has been filled for flat Earth. And then you start asking them questions. They're like, well, the map doesn't work. Eclipses don't work. Stars don't work. The sun could never set. I don't know. You keep going, ask them over, and you just go down the list. And then they get to where all the ones on Discord are, where they just say, well, we don't know what shape it is, but it's not round. But they do, in their tiny little walnut brains. The Gleason map, this is what they think the Earth is. They just know that anytime anybody has ever presented a possibility, it's been immediately tested and found to be wrong. Every single test of flat Earth has been falsified. Every one of them. And they know this. And so they think that they win by not making claims. In fact, you lose. It's like coming to a horse race without a horse. So, kind of a sad existence, because a lot of the time they accuse everybody else of having a religious belief. Like, we can measure these things. We've got pictures of the Earth from a long distance. You don't. We can measure the curvature rate. You can't. We have an explanation for sunsets. You don't. We have a map that works. You don't. This is over and over and over. And so it becomes so apparent that it's just a religion for them. And they don't even realize that it's a religion for them. It's a really weird thing. Siggy Sigwald says for $10, I have seen personally 2 lunar eclipses and was able to do it because the heliocentric model predicted it. So WTF is that S guy talking about? It's just clouds. I don't know where the books. I have too many. I have so many books. So many books. And so I have them on the shelf. I have a bunch of them on the shelf. This shelf here is all. This one here. This is all books I bought once I started doing flat Earth debunking. All of these things here. So I there's too many. I haven't had a chance to read them all. One of my favorites though is forget what it's it's Flat Earth by Christine Garwood. Super good, and I'm still reading it. I'm going through it kind of slowly on purpose. I really want to digest it. He's coming back. He's coming back. We have the return of SOM. But again, he has no microphone. Your microphone, SOM. You got to get your microphone working, buddy.
Yo.
Oh, I hear you again.
Sorry, I forgot to plug my power bank.
Oh, so your phone just died.
Yeah,
forgot to plug in.
40%.
So, all right. Well, you were in the middle of not explaining how lunar eclipses happen, and then I'm asking you. So while you were gone, somebody asked, "Are planets like Mercury and Venus, are they beyond the dome, beyond Thunderdome, or are they within Thunderdome?"
Oh, I understand this. So the distance from the sun, there is a range. The dome is somewhere 10,000 miles.
Okay,
so
your audio is a little rough. And Sam, I think you're playing my video in the background. I heard a little feedback. Yeah.
How is
It's still terrible. Maybe you should. Yeah. Are there any network engineers that you could call?
No, not at this time. It all works with electricity.
Yeah,
but I do not have.
Yeah, but are there any network engineers nearby that could give you a hand?
Not at this time. start work, wake up, they go to sleeping right now, they drive up to come.
All right, Sam. Hey,
or
tell you what,
help.
Sam, turn off your video because your
You-
audio is clipping and your video is not all that interesting. Can you do that?
I'm gonna do
There.
that.
All right. Oh, there's two of me. All right. No. Yeah, just leave it off. So that there. Okay. Because
Okay.
all right.
So the point I was trying to put in is everything that we know, the Milky Ways, the galaxies, all the 9 dwarf planets, 8 planets, they keep changing. We don't know why. Within the above 5,000 to 10,000 miles. Okay, not billions of that trash and everything. Forget about that.
I already forgot.
This is why we're able. It's not real. It's textbook stuff. It doesn't apply to. It's just something that is made to keep us busy.
Yeah,
in the
but I'm
respective
asking.
field.
But I'm asking for an explanation.
Yeah, so it's not above the dome.
Okay, but
Those planets are not above.
okay. So they must be between the sun and the moon, right?
They are not in a heliocentric model star. No, the stars, the planets, they are all just scattered around. Okay, which is why we have Polaris, and it doesn't change the position, because if the Earth was moving, then those positions will change.
Some Polaris does change position.
No, when we say it doesn't change position.
But it does.
It does a little.
It what?
It does a little.
Yeah, but you said it didn't at all.
No, if you added at all at the end of the sentence, I just said it doesn't. It seems there's optical illusion that it gives us this as if it doesn't, as it does. So
all right, so it does. So it does move. Got it.
It's a scale from 0 to negative and 0 to the numbers going up. It doesn't. It's based on illusions. That's what illusions are.
Okay. All right.
You see a moving car at a distance. Life is made up of illusions. You see a moving car at a distance.
All right, Sam, speaking of illusion, Kenny Eaton is asking, can you measure how full your brain bucket is from full to dead empty?
That is dumb. It's dumb as milkshake.
What is?
That question is dumb.
Okay. Toddbert says that you're right. He says that the moon landing was staged at Lake Titicaca, and they tried to hide it by calling it the Sea of Tranquility.
See, he died of viruses, and they had to cremate
space viruses.
Space virus.
Yeah.
Space is within the dome. The things above the sun and the moon. That's the real space. There's fake space. There's real space. Everything else, textbook. Hollywood.
But how does
CGI.
it work? How does it? What are the physics of dirt pizza space?
The physics of. Come again?
Well, can you explain to me the physics of how you achieve orbit in dirt pizza space?
You don't. Orbit is.
Yeah, but you said that the Mir spacecraft was in orbit. So I'm just taking you on your word there. And
round. So the dome is it's possible to orbit in a half sphere. So they orbit they orbit within the dome.
Okay, like this?
Just like the sun and the moon orbits above the earth.
Yeah, quite a bit different though. The physics is a lot different though. Because when they're orbiting the globe, you need to balance the downward acceleration of gravity and the outward acceleration of centrifugal force. And when they're in balance, then you're in orbit.
That's where balance and density comes into play. In the previous debate, you asked me to say if there's no gravity and things work in the balance and density respective of why does the paper that is lighter than air go up, but instead it falls down? So I have an answer for you now. You remember the question you asked?
I do remember that question, yes.
Yeah. So the reason there is weight, and just like I said, there's a force coming out of the dome. Okay. AKA the Van Allen belt. So there's a force which pushes things downwards.
The Van Halen belt causes the downward force?
The dome is AKA the radiation. You know, the Van Halen belt. The dome has got some radiation from all these fumes that come out of the eighth, AKA climate change. America.
Hold on. The fumes cause gravity.
No, some sort of radiation. So there's a combination of radiation and all these. We do not know really what the dome is made up of, but it's possible there's a force. Just like the roofing the ceilings in our houses. When you measure the roofing, and there's an experiment that scientists have gone to. You measure the roofing and the ceiling in our house. It has got some charge deposit. You know, it's more like the way you come up with the temporal magnet. So like you cook in the kitchen, everything goes up, and that's how I would say the dome works as well.
So there's the stuff that
none
of that makes sense. But I guess I would be asking a bit too. All right. Many Karen wonders if you dream of flat electric sheep.
You know, dreaming is a theory on its own. I've dreamt the dome before.
You've dreamt the dome?
Like I've 100% dreamt the dome before.
You've dreamt the dome.
Everybody has it. There's just that unique dream that every child starts to draw on a sheet of paper. It's a circle.
I didn't.
Every child has been through that. You start by drawing a circle. That's the first thing every child draws. It's flat. Yeah, it's flat.
So every child draws flat circles, and that's how they dream of electric sheep?
It's a natural phenomenon.
All right. I have to say that didn't impress me much. All right. Dave Kirshner says, after watching countless Effie debates, I can firmly conclude that density attracts density. Do you agree?
Density attracts density. When the objects are equal in mass, in weight, there could be an attraction. That's why I say gravity does not exist. We've got natural magnetic rocks, for example.
Magnetic rocks?
Permanent rocks. Yeah, they're permanent rocks.
Actually, so that reminds me. Hold on. If you mind, a little off topic here for a second.
Yeah, well, that's the point. Yeah.
So now, did I ask you about this before? I work with a guy from Tanzania, right? And Tanzania is in East Africa, and when people get bit by a snake, they go to not the doctor and not the witch doctor, but somebody that's kind of in between, and they buy a snake rock from that person, and then they put that snake rock on the snake bite. Do they do that where you're at too?
It sucks the venom out.
Well, physics says it can't, but do you go buy a snake rock if somebody's bitten by a snake?
I don't think that's not a good practice.
All right.
The first thing you want to do, doctor.
Very good. All right. Thank you. I'm glad for that. Hey, guy I
Unless
work
if
with from
you're,
Tanzania, you heard it from SOM.
you met that guy before,
I've worked
because
with him for quite a few years. Yeah.
that guy might be some, because I might be from Tanzania. Birds of the same feathers, huh?
Well, since you didn't say Tanzania the way that Tanzanians say, I'm gonna guess you're not from Tanzania.
Tanzania.
Yeah, they don't say Tanzania actually. How
Yeah.
do Tanzanians say Tanzania?
Tanzania. No, wait.
Tanzania.
Good.
Tanzania.
Wow.
All right.
Tanzania. Yeah.
Throw the dwarf of the troll mafia says in the flat Earth model, the moon is a hell of a lot closer. Should be way easier to reach. So yeah, that's a good question because you say that Neil Armstrong,
2,000 miles.
yeah, went up here and got a space virus up here. Why didn't he just go to
Yeah.
the moon? Because it was closer.
Because they wanted to stage the whole thing. It was about superpowers. You
Yeah,
guys go.
but it wasn't that difficult to get there. It was easier to get there than to just go hang out here for a while.
It was the first time that they were trying to go to the moon. So they discovered that it's not something you can step on. It's an energy. We keep following this thing and we can find it.
It's just energy.
Yeah. Oh, we're going to run. They just go past it.
So
like
all right,
that.
just I mean, I've got what you wanted to change this also. Is this complete? Is this your model?
It's too, the moon is just too bright for man to just be close to it.
It's too bright.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like the way we see it from here, that brightness. Now imagine if you move close to that brightness.
Yeah, I don't want to imagine that. All right, so let's move on to your thing here. Am I sharing this to you? Do you see? Oh, I'm not. Hold on. Let me share it to you so you can see.
It's very unfortunate. It's called Zoom, but you can't zoom in on it. Like this app is something else.
It's called Zoom.
Have you ever tried? Have you ever tried like Zoom on Zoom?
Have I ever tried Zoom on Zoom?
Yeah, I can't see the slide. I'm trying to zoom. It can be zoom. Okay.
You can zoom?
No, my bad. Yeah.
You can zoom within Zoom?
I wasn't able to zoom on your video, but
Amazing.
I'm able to zoom on the slide.
All right.
Perhaps.
All right, so let's move on here to page 16 here.
Scientists are searching space for extraterrestrial viruses.
Yep.
So viruses, while not technically alive, and viruses live in matter. Okay. Oh, they do not have lungs and everything. Okay, maybe. Vastly outnumber all living organisms on our planet. Okay, tenfold. There is an estimation 2 to that pi 31 versus an 8.
Wait. Could you read that again where it says there's an estimated
10 times 31 versus an 8.
10 times 31.
Yeah. If every virus
No,
of 8,
try again. There's an
10
estimated
10 pyramid 31 versus an 8.
pyramid.
Yeah, it looks like a pyramid. It's a hyphen? No, it's not a hyphen.
Nope, it's not a hyphen. It's not a pyramid.
Is it coffin?
What?
Coffin? No, it's not a coffin.
It's not a coffin.
It's not a coffin. So
10. There's an estimated 10 something 31. That character is called a caret.
Good boy.
Yeah. Do you know what that means though in math? When there's that little caret character in math.
It meant something before I wiped out math out of my gigabyte, but now I have no clue. Math is gone. I only have accounts. I can only count money.
So when you when you wiped out all of the gigabytes of your brain, did you give a name to that the
Space?
process? Yeah, that process.
No,
Was that called a lobotomy?
it's more like meditation. What was it called? Like,
Is that what they called it? Okay. They're like,
yeah,
"Hey, Som, it's okay.
it's
You're gonna
possible.
meditate for a little bit. Just breathe in the stuff, and then you can meditate. Is that right?"
Yeah, there's a good name that trended in this millennium. You sit with your legs. Um, what's it called?
You sleep with your legs.
You sit with your legs crossing each other. Just hold your middle finger and your index finger or the thumb. It's what pinky, ring, middle finger. Yeah, you sit like that. What's it called again? That meditation process?
I have no idea.
Yeah, you do have an idea. It's just far-fetched. So every virus on Earth were lined up end to end. Why is the slide skewed to the left?
Oh yeah. All right.
Center. Yeah.
There you go. How's that?
No, you center.
Is that better?
Nope.
No. All right.
Move it to the right a bit.
How's that?
A little bit more.
I can't.
Really? Wow. Why?
Oh wait. Can I?
Okay. Good.
Yeah. You're
So,
just gonna have to. You're gonna have to live with it.
Would they extend 100 million light years, and as evidenced by the blah blah blah, scroll down a bit.
Okay.
So other than where there is other than,
What?
could you scroll up a bit, just below where? Yes. So other than provide insight into how viruses help shape life's origin and evolution, since viruses emerged early in the evolution of life on Earth, additionally, they could wipe us off. So it's possible that in the quest of science, they can be going out there to look for viruses, to explore, and probably
So you think
remedy some of.
there's space viruses?
You do not have a cure for cancer.
I saw that episode of Star Trek. It's not a bad episode. Yeah.
Yeah, I never did. So they search for viruses, and there's a citation there on that link that truly they go out to search for viruses.
Well, let's have a look at that link.
Yeah.
Scientists are searching for space for extraterrestrial viruses.
Yeah. So there's a report. The guy did that.
Yeah,
So
new areas of research to advance our understanding of how viruses may have influenced the origin of evolution of life on Earth and perhaps elsewhere in the solar system.
Yeah. So you give that a thought. Think about HIV. Think about COVID. Think about Ebola.
Yeah.
Where did these things come from?
Yeah, we know. We know where they came from, but yeah,
could have wiped out humanity.
Recent NASA-sponsored virology workshops amass interest from scientists spanning borders and levels of experiences.
Yeah, so that's just another con for space exploration.
Yeah, so they want to search. Yeah, I mean this is Europa, one of Jupiter's moons, right?
Yeah, that is just a map. The viruses out there, they can stretch it tenfold. It can.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you don't want to bring dome material to the surface of the Earth.
Yeah, because it might be on the dome. Yeah, but the people that clean the dome, what do they do to protect themselves?
It's meant to be on the dome, so don't go there. There's a limitation to life. Don't be out of the box.
But some
think out of the box.
But the people that clean the dome, how do they not get space viruses?
They do. And
they do.
we'll look at that as we Go down, yeah, to the next page.
Okay.
Just move to the next page.
I have a question
They,
though.
astronauts are exposed to many.
Yeah, I have a question for you though.
Yeah,
So
what's your question?
you said earlier, you said the first time they tried to go to the moon. Now, do you know why it's called Apollo 11? Specifically why it's called Apollo 11?
The first to land on the moon.
Yeah. But why was it called Apollo 11?
Was the 11th mission or something.
Yeah. Was it their 11th attempt to go to the moon?
To try and hover, to penetrate through the dome or something.
But you said they did not go through the dome.
They have to use an excuse, because if you hit the dome, it could cause harm to humanity, and we don't get a vote. Only the 3% we want to do that, and the excuse is we wanted to go to the moon, but the capsules or the rocket lost control and it went to hit the dome. Now water is coming out.
Oh, and they poked a hole in it and it's leaking?
They gotta have an excuse. The best way to lie is you gotta create the lie as close to the truth as possible. That's the best way to lie.
Yeah, okay.
Create that lie close to the truth as possible.
Well, what if they just told the truth instead?
So,
I mean, let's just be crazy. Let's just be crazy here for a second, just between you and me. Just you and me.
There's a dome.
What if they actually went to the moon?
Now you
just think about that for a second.
I was expecting you to say, what if they were trying to penetrate through the dome? Like, well, there's a dome and there's water beyond the dome. So what we're trying to do is hit that dome hard so that we see, maybe we can scuba dive inside and I don't think the world would agree to that. So the truth is being kept a secret. Only the few. You
wait, they want to scuba dive in the dome?
What happened?
You think people want to scuba dive?
There's water beyond the dome. Maybe.
Would you?
So I don't think.
Would you volunteer, SOM? Would you volunteer to be one of the scuba divers to scuba dive beyond the dome, beyond Thunderdome?
I wouldn't. First things first, I would become a terrorist and try to, by all means possible, prevent them from YouTube discretion.
Why would you try to stop them? I mean, they're hiring and they want you, the scientist and network engineer SOM, to go to do some network engineering in scuba gear inside the dome.
It's just not inside, but outside the dome.
Outside the dome, yeah. Scuba diving.
Yeah,
I mean, because they need to get their token ring network set up on the other side of the dome. If you token ring, that could work, but setting it up, that means we would already have water inside. Yeah, well, it'd have to be waterproof token ring, of course.
Do you mean like the way the doors of the submarine token ring? Is it the way the doors of the submarine work underwater?
No. Token ring is that's not has nothing to do with the doors.
There's a network topology. The only thing that I can token ring, we've got a network topology that we call token ring.
Yeah.
So that's the only thing I'm familiar with. Talk about token ring.
Well, I mean, I just figured that they wouldn't want the new stuff because it's it's all fake, right? They'd want the older stuff because it's more real, right?
If they came out to say the dome is real, and like when we take it to religious view, there's water above the dome. So if they say the dome is real,
I'm just saying. What if they're hiring network engineers to set up their token ring network, and they want you to become a scuba diver to scuba dive on the other side of the membrane of the dome to set up the network?
Okay, here's how it works.
Would you do it? And if you would, how many rupees are you going to charge per year for your salary?
Yeah, so when there's a hiring, there's a payment. And the reason we get hired and get paid is to spend that money. So if I'm going to die, I'm not getting high. I'm not going for that job.
Oh, but I mean, you'll get scuba gear.
Money
you'll
will
be
valueless. If they penetrate through the dome, money will be valueless. We would all think of ways to escape
Yeah, but it's just water on the other side, you said.
So you think of a ball, a tiny little ball that you throw on the ocean. How can you even swim? Like, it's suicide. It's a death trap. NASA is a death trap.
But
Okay. Back to the slide. If that doesn't convince you enough,
yeah, it didn't convince me at
you're
all, but
on the
that's fine
suicide
because
mission.
small time art. Oh, hold on a second. Small time art said I picked the wrong day to quit sniffing glue. And then hold on a second. Hold on a second.
Everybody's suicidal, man. Sleep. Ooh, like it's like
Brianna
you
Johnson
people
is here.
Give up. Oh, Bree.
Brianna is here. She says, stop hacking SOM. SOM's router. He keeps dropping packets and I want him to probe my WebSockets with his developer tools. Hands off.
It's not just about...
Hand off his technology
It's not just a roadmap. We never had power cut around midnight. They hacked the power utility and that, thanks to Chinese, I'm using a Xiaomi phone. What if it was an iPhone? Like, they hacked the power utility. But then they forget that we got phones and we got a power bank. So I had to tap out of my PC and zoom in on my phone.
Well, I gotta read that again from Brianna. She says, stop hacking SOM's router. He keeps dropping packets and I want him to probe my WebSockets with his developer tool. Hands off his technology rocks.
Yeah, I got a cool developer too. I got a 5-inch dear that you don't hear me brag about. Not anyway. Let's make it 8-inch.
5-inch.
I've got a 5-inch developer too that you don't hear me.
People don't usually brag about 5 inches.
Oh, okay. Let's make it 4.
4. Okay, we'll make it 4.
I can stretch it in 4 days.
Are you gonna stretch it by
gravity? Gravity. I don't need a rock. I just need gravity.
So, you're gonna tie rocks to your 4-incher to make it a 5-incher.
It's like the whole Earth most of it is zero gravity. So they're just like points where there's gravity that you can go and get your 20-inch plus, That's how I think about it. But if we had gravity, everybody would be, I don't know.
All right. So before Brianna gets there, you're gonna have to prepare by putting on the dried out gourd, and then tie some rocks to it so you can turn the 4-incher into a 5-incher.
Yeah, that would be great. I mean,
okay.
Every man would have confidence. Every man would have confidence on 8.
If it were 4 inches,
gravity were real. Every man would be sliding with confidence, like, oh, look, I packed mine in the suitcase. I'm moving mine on the wheelbarrow.
All right, people, you didn't know you'd hear about how to make your umboro 5 inches, but you did.
With gravity.
Yep, use gravity to convert your 4-inch umboro to a 5-inch umboro.
Not forgetting your bottom.
Not forgetting what?
Your back belly.
Your back belly.
Yeah.
What's a back belly?
I'm not talking about is it a hump or back belly?
What the hell is your...
Don't get space viruses, man. Space viruses are bad. They're not good for your health. Permission to move on to the slide.
Oh yes, let's go. Let's go, Alcard. There we go.
Swallow snot. Okay.
Swallow snot. I need a little tab to help me swallow the snot.
Artificial sugar is not good for you, bro.
All right.
Just saying.
What's not good?
Point number 6. Current information is always well out. They waste money. They did this. You move the slide to the left again.
There you go.
Oh, you moved it to the right. Sorry.
There you go.
A little bit more.
I can't. This is you have two choices. You got this or this.
You did. You did at first.
All right.
Maybe let me go in landscape mode. Yeah.
How's that?
Okay.
Does
good.
that help?
That's good. Yeah,
All
that's help. So on February 2017, NASA announced that it had found 7 planets. You moved the slide again. Stop playing NASA hack.
You can zoom your own screen. So,
Now I get it. So on February 2017, NASA announced it's Zoom. So I thought it does auto zoom.
oh my gosh.
No, I didn't. Just kidding. It had found 7 planets the size of 8 in a single solar system. 3 of the planets were in the so-called Goldilocks zone, which means they are at a distance from their star that is not too hot and not too cold. It is called the TRAPPIST-1 group. This set of planets.
They do music. They toured through Minneapolis last month. Some good trap music.
Coming down. The problem about this is that the planetary system is 40 light years away from us.
Okay.
You know what that means? Yeah. So that means the information that we can observe now.
How long?
That much.
How long does 40 light years take?
40 years.
Yeah. How many?
To get to outside.
How long on your watch is 40 light years?
That's about 40,000 400,000 hours. Okay. Now you can imagine. Think about all the changes that have happened in your life in just the past. This wastage of resources, and then apply that concept to a planetary scale. When we start exploring space, we must take into account that this delay is present. Okay, it's present, so that we don't fly into an unexpected dangerous situation. So how can you be present in 40-year gap? So it's pointless to do space exploration. It's pointless.
Well, I mean, unless you want to install a token ring network on the other side of the dome and do some scuba diving.
Yeah. So the way the token ring works, it's round topology, okay? And the Earth is flat and round. So you can't have a token ring on the globe. It's impossible.
All right. So what's the point of this?
So the point of this space exploration is very much useless to begin with. Verdict. Let me pass the judgment. Scroll down a bit. Let me pass the verdict. So space exploration is not beneficial as we only look at it through the lens of hope. And you know what hope does? You're just sitting there hoping that 3% is doing this. It is an idea that does not unite us as one race. Instead, for the only few individuals who have taken control of resources of 190 different countries. There's no one people into proceeding into the universe. We don't get a vote. We don't get a vote. So explorers always face danger. That's number one. The astronauts who are put in front. Do this, do that. Elon Musk, SpaceX, he won't go. He's going to use these people. You face the risks and dangers. So they're going to face the vacuum of the universe. Was not meant for humans. Now, when we talk about the vacuum of the universe,
hold on a second. Hold on.
Yeah, as we reach certain altitudes, fresh air, oxygen, as we know, it degrades. So in a flat Earth model,
when it degrades, what does it? Wait, it degrades. What does that mean?
Like if you go above the clouds, the oxygen levels above the clouds and beyond are less than
Yeah, but you said it
oxygen.
degrades. So oxygen
No, the
degrades.
levels, the level of oxygen
Oh, it
reduces,
decreases. Decreases.
decreases. Yeah,
Okay.
degrade, English.
Bread degrades?
So, grade. What do you do when you grade? 1, 2, 3. When you degrade, 3, 2, 1.
Oh,
So usage of
like grade school? Like you're oh my gosh.
grade. You know what's a grade?
It's a thing that you put over a hole so that you don't fall through.
Yeah, and what is degrading? The thing that you don't put on a horse and then you fall through.
What?
He's not gonna get it until 40 years from now.
All right. So, all right. Now your conclusion seems to be here that space travel is
Oh,
quiet, impossible.
it is possible, but there's no benefit. Like I said, what we call space,
But you said
5,000.
but you said it's quiet, impossible.
It is possible.
But you said it's quiet, impossible.
Where did I say it's quiet?
It's highlighted on the screen right here, right there. Look at that, right in the middle. You say space travel is quiet, impossible.
Yeah, in the globe model analogy, what they say doesn't happen. The speed of the rockets and everything. Because here we look at, let me explain that point, that marker here. So rocket speeds are bizarre. Let's look at the video on friction weld. We make a comparative of the speed of rockets. What happens when metals move fast? There is a thing called friction weld. Friction weld video versus rocket spin. Let's look at what friction weld does.
All right, hold on. Here we go.
You know welding. So
Yeah.
there's another
Yeah. So
technique
this is metal
to
rubbing
metal.
against metal at high speed.
Yes. So what happens? See?
Yeah.
It gets welded
Yeah.
or melts.
Metal rubbing against metal gets welded. So what does that have to do?
So scroll down. So rotational friction welding or spin welding includes rotating one part in a continuous circular. We've seen that.
Okay.
So the typical rotational speed is between 1,200 and 3,500 RPM.
Yeah.
Okay, in
RPM.
friction welding. Yeah.
Okay.
Let's look at yeah. So let's look at the speed that is required to take a flight.
All right. I want to make sure. I just want to make sure that we have our units correct here. That you're talking about RPM. What does RPM stand for?
Yeah, resolutions per minute.
All right, revolutions per minute. Okay. And so
Yes.
now we have flight plan and speed required.
Yeah, look at those bizarre speeds.
Okay.
And the front of these rockets, they don't melt or anything.
They don't what?
They don't melt, like you catch flames.
But I just want to be sure that we're comparing revolutions per minute to miles per hour. So what's the conversion rate between revolutions per minute and miles per hour?
Let's scroll down. I did that conversion.
You did?
Yes.
So revolutions per minute.
So
is this here? What is the max speed of a rocket?
Yes.
Okay, that's the max speed. Okay. And then now you're on to analemma. So where did you do the conversion between revolutions per
Okay,
minute
so
and
I want
miles
you to
per
do the
hour.
conversion. You convert 3,500 revolutions per minute to miles
Yeah.
per hour.
Yeah, but
Do
I
that
don't know the
conversion.
conversion rate.
No, just do that RPM to MPH.
I don't know the
Google.
conversion rate between them. What's the conversion rate?
Is it essential to have a rate?
Yeah,
Look, I'm
you
converting
can't convert
minutes
between
to hours.
different units if you don't have the conversion rate.
Come up with it.
They need to be compatible units, some. They're not compatible units. So,
Google has figured
all right. Let
out.
me, some. All right, let me just get this is a little bit of FE here for you. Free education. Revolutions per minute is an angular velocity. There is no direct linear velocity that you can convert to between an angular velocity and a linear velocity. There's no actual conversion. An angular velocity you could, if you know the radius of a particular thing, then you can convert it to an angular or a linear velocity. But what you were seeing here was you had a video of metal rubbing against metal, and that's friction between metal, right? So, and there's ways to calculate the actual energy involved in friction like that. But this flight plan here where you're showing 17,000 miles per hour, right? And so you must have maybe just done a straight 1-to-1 conversion between RPM and MPH without really quite understanding what's going on.
I did that. I just don't know why I didn't add it, but I did that. I wanted to compare the speeds where friction happens, and when the rocket speed moves, it doesn't do much.
All right, now, are you aware?
So
I just want to be sure. Are you aware that when a rocket is in orbit, there is essentially no air to have friction against? So when it's going 17,000 miles an hour, there's essentially nothing for it to rub against. Did you know that?
Vacuum. In a vacuum.
Yeah. Close enough to a vacuum. Yeah, close enough to a vacuum that for most calculations. Yeah.
They take off at speeds that are enormous. Before they reach those altitudes.
Yes, it's a large speed. Yes.
Yeah.
Is it too large for you to think about? Because it's a large number, does that make it something that you can't conceive of?
I don't think it's that fast, like.
All right. I don't think it's not that fast. Isn't actually any way of refuting how fast it's going.
The fastest jet versus rockets, the fastest, no, it doesn't work.
Yeah, but a jet uses air and flies through the air. A rocket in space is in space where there's essentially no air. Remember that.
Before it reaches this, before they reach space altitudes, they're in air. Don't forget that.
Before they reach space altitude, yes, of course, they start at the surface, and so their altitude is not space altitude, and then they go up, and then after a while they get into space altitude. Okay, so then what?
So they don't start off with a decrease in speed. They don't launch with a decrease in speed. They launch with high speed. That's what they say. That's what they tell us.
Yeah. So like
speed is,
like, for example, it crosses the speed of sound, which is in 750 to 800 miles an hour. Let's call it 800. Let's round up. Let's say it's 800 miles an hour. 800 miles an hour. So they get to 800 miles an hour, and then not long after that, they get high enough that they are essentially where there's no air.
There's a cutscene. And there's a cutscene. We don't know where they go.
It doesn't matter. This is about you trying to talk about their velocity. So when they are at, say, 1,000 miles an hour, by the time they get to 1,000, and maybe not much more than that, they're getting to where there's essentially no air. So then what?
The fastest jet.
Where's the friction? Where's the friction coming from?
There must be friction somewhere.
Well, but you're the one. I want to remind you, Sam, that you are the one that's saying it's not possible and trying to say why it's not possible using science. So it's
Have you been
incumbent
in a
on
rocket
you,
before? It's
not
textbook.
me, to actually
Textbook.
do the
Textbook.
work. Yes, but you did not do that. You did not
Textbook
read a
is possible.
textbook. You did not actually go
Textbook.
and get. Well, just a second. Let me finish this. Then I'll let you
Practical
talk.
is possible.
You did not go to a textbook and get the pressure at low Earth orbit, get the velocity of something in low Earth orbit, and calculate the actual friction of something traveling through that quantity of air particles at that orbit. So why didn't you do that? Go ahead.
No, it's not essential. It's not essential. The air pressure, we know the air pressure is not constant. As they move through the trajectory, the different air pressure.
All right, so you didn't do it because it's not essential. All right, well, I'm not very convinced.
Just for
We'll leave it.
my
We'll leave it to the audience to see
power
if
bank,
they're convinced by your
my
your
power
hand
bank
wave of
is switched off.
it's not essential. Okay, go ahead.
My power bank is switched off. My battery is low. I don't know when it's gonna happen, but we can just go on with the debate.
All right, I get it. Your network.
I just
It's
hope the
late
power.
for you. Okay, and we're over 2 hours. So, how about this? Do we want to?
Let's just tackle that part.
We'll come back. All right.
Let's look at the speed.
All right. And we'll pick. I tell you, we'll pick up with
Okay. So
number 3 here on
we can
page
start from here.
21.
How
about that?
That's just a teaser. Yeah, that's a teaser.
Just a teaser.
So
All right.
an Alema time lapse of the sun in the west. One picture every 24 hours. The solar analema. So this guy.
Don't give it away. No spoilers.
No spoilers. Okay. So now flat Earth proofs. Proof that the Earth is not round, is done, and everything. It's an interesting presentation, and as we go on, it gets exciting.
It gets more exciting?
Yes. I also made a video myself. We're going to try activity. I'm making videos of myself about that, and not in this presentation.
Okay.
No.
All right. Well, we're gonna have to finish this one, and your relativity one. I'm sure is going to be amazing. Tom, I enjoy having you on. I think you're a nice guy. It's a lot of fun, and you're a good sport. So I appreciate that. And I want people to know, SOM. It costs SOM money to come here because he has to pay, like, for internet access. So I send him a little bit to cover that. And I'll get that sent to you. I'll get that sent to you so that you don't have to pay to come on here, right? I don't want that to be the case. Is that good?
Yeah, that's awesome. Awesome.
All right. Well, and we'll try to we'll try to arrange it so that we know when power is going to be on.
Yeah, sure, but yeah, we try to arrange it. Though we discussed this. I discussed this with YouTube. Tuesday has got a setup time, so we cannot change that. But next time around, I think the schedule, this power schedule, changes after a week. So I think it's going to be, we may not have a power cut next Tuesday or so. When NC2 will allow me back on the show.
Yeah.
I don't know when, but I hope we won't have Tesla let down.
Tesla. All right. Well, Sam, thank you. Hopefully your microphone quality is pretty hard. It's a little muffled, so we'll
I was on a condenser mic before power went off, but I'm on headset.
Yeah, he's got a good microphone. So
yeah.
All right, man. All right, dude. We'll You can go. I'm going to talk with people here for a little bit longer after you sign off. So say your goodbyes.
All right, everybody. It's been a pleasure. It's been a pleasure. And yeah, we're working this out, trying to come well to a conclusion as well. So the theories in the globe earth that are cool, the theories in the flat earth that globe earthers don't want to deem to be cool. But I tell you what, we buy some of your theories and we expect you to swallow your pride to buy some of our stuff. The earth is both round and flat, as I put it. And I have my own model. We've got a lot of flat earthers out there, but I have my own understanding of this model. We might differ here and there, just like heliocentric fellows and philosophers differed here and there. But at the end of the day, the world is flat. You don't feel any movement, motionless.
All right,
that's the way.
Thanks, I guess.
Have a good,
have a good one. Oh dear. Abellis says, all right, hold on, let me wrap up this here, the Zoom call, close that out. All right. We've got Abelus said, Sam, I thought you used rocks attached to your... That was crazy. The Zulu, you attach rocks to their things. I don't know. Scano had a €5 super chat, but there's no message. So thank you for that. Digital Demonic Davros says, excuse me, MC Toon, as a welder, this person has no clue about how carbon steel welds compared to the exotic alloys used for space travel. No, he does not. He does not have, the welding, the friction weld that he did was like, it was like 2 rusty pieces of rebar. What was that? I have no idea. Why rusty rebar? I don't know. There's so many other friction welding examples that are cool, but whatever. M2M says, Sam is more confused than anyone I have seen on MC Toon Live. I'm not feeling very dazzled, more like frazzled. Yes. Siggy Sigwald says, I know there are more prominent flirts you can talk with, but this is getting better. Weirder and almost abstract. Thanks, Toon. Thank you. I like Sam's a nice guy. I really like him. But yeah, I mean, look at where Witsit has gotten, where the leading edge flirts. They're often this weird, like, they think that all that he can do is cherry pick quotes from somebody. Therefore, he misunderstands relativity, which actually doesn't have direct relationship to the shape of the earth. How is that? He no idea. He doesn't know. But it's this layer after layer after layer of trying to avoid talking about flat earth, right? Because they know they can't give it any evidence for it. There is none. So they have to avoid talking about it. Industrial Nerd gifted 1 membership. Thank you for that, Industrial Nerd. Some of the stuff I have going coming on soon. He's sent something to me I'm gonna be using, so it didn't arrive today yet. Q Continuum says, here's to you, Sam, get some help, please. Please. Yes. Ableist says towards Sam's cost. Wait, hey, thank you for that. You don't need to do that. The exchange rate between here and where he's at is very beneficial to America. So I asked him how much it costs him, and then I add a little, and he's happy. But I want to make sure, like you don't pay a flat earther to debate. But I'm happy to pay for his, so that he doesn't have to pay to debate either, right? The rest of us, we have monthly fees that we just pay for our internet access for the most part, and so I don't want him to have to go in the hole for that. So, Dr. Nimrod says, I hope you didn't miss members chats, lols and hint hint. All right, let me Did I miss a members chat? Oh, there it is. I already read that, you naughty boy. He says, Dr. Nimrod might be 40, says, I can't give MC Toon Swedish kroners at Lake Titicaca anymore. I did read that already. That's right. Let me see if I got... Caucasian Sensation says SOM stands for stupidest of men. They're stupider. There are. I don't understand how SOM is. He's so goofy. He's so strange. I love how funny it is though. So anyway, now we've got the other end of it coming up later today. We've got 33UC coming up in less than 2 hours. Who says he's got something new? He always says he has something new, and then he never does. So, whatever. 33UC. If you still have a few brain cells left after this conversation, then please tune in for 33UC, where the rest of them can be absolutely demolished. So I thank you for that. I am working on a video that will be on somebody else's channel, much larger channel, in a couple days. So be looking for that. That means that this week I have a little smaller video that I'll be doing on Thursday or Friday, because I need to focus on that one. But it's on Jaren, and Jaren's going to absolutely love it. I fixed his math. He's going to really be excited for the math that I fixed. I mean, he's going to be angry. Anyway, Caucasian Sensation says, an example of friction welding is wheel bearings with no oil in them. Yes, that would friction weld. Sometimes I do watch the videos of the friction welding of like in a factory that are super cool. So, Gene Crew, I thought you liked us. I do. Yes, Dan is on vacation again, so he asked me if I would. I said, of course, I'd love to. So Jaren will be the main topic. I'll see how long that portion goes, and see if we need a little Chatbox Travels in there, and if it's even short enough, I might add on a little, maybe a TikToker, I don't know. We'll see how that goes. Anyway, people. PJCnet, you're correct. Dan does not do any debates, though he has done plenty of lives. In fact, he hosted a debate between myself and Nathan Roberts a couple years ago. So, FTFE, here he is. He says, I'm alive. I want to say thanks for all the kind words. You made me cry. Hey, Craig, if you want, you could pop in quick just to say hi. Let me do that. I will create quickly. Maybe you just want to come on audio. Because maybe he just looks, maybe he doesn't look good. Because NASA hair and makeup, they didn't know. They didn't know he was needing to be on, so they might not have. But anyway, I'll send it quick. We'll see what he says. See if he pops in quick. So... Mandevil says, inquiring minds need an answer from you. Have you ever motorboated Lake Titicaca? I've never been south of the equator. I've never been to Lake Titicaca. So I actually, if you remember last week or a week before, I said that I was at the kitchen table, we're talking about Lake Titicaca, and okay. Craig is he can't come on, so we won't press him for that. So then I asked her. Well, I said, well, hey, what do you think? Should we take a vacation down to Peru? And she's like, yeah. So she's in for a vacation to Lake Titicaca. So we'll see. I don't know when. But it's a possibility at some point in the future. But it's pretty expensive to get down there. So anyway, living room speakers, are you a virgin? I have 33 kids. Never been south of the equator. That's right. I've never been south of it. Farthest south I've been is St. Vincent, an island in the Caribbean. Yeah, J-Rod says it makes sense that you've never gone south of the border considering you're only 13. That's right. So, all right, well, people, I'm going to get going. You've been warned. Take that warning if you will, and still show up if you dare to C33UC debate, if you will. So, I think you missed the motorboat pun. I did. I'll leave it at that.